Hey everybody, it's Crafting Journey, Rebecca. This was supposed to be the live coverage of the Brian Kohlberger hearing, which I am sorry to say has already happened, but I'm going to bring it to you. Just know that it's 6 minutes long. It is not live. I'm going to wait till a few people jump in here, and then I'll explain why this is not live. Yeah, so I am just actually finishing up the video for the Crafting and Crime daily video for today. And then I'll probably right after this live, I will have that uploaded for you. It's uploading now, but I'm just doing some of the technical stuff, like finding pictures of the defendant. So this is for the Idaho student murders. Brian Kohlberger was taken into custody based on a probable cause affidavit, which I did read to you. Was it this week already? Earlier this week? Last week, probably. Anyway, if you're watching, let me know you're here. If you're watching back on the replay, say hello to me. There's Amy and Jerry and Rochelle. Way cool. Hello. Oh, Rochelle's having lunch. Perfect time to watch this hearing. So a couple of things about this hearing. First of all, when I got this brilliant idea to cover this hearing, I put it for, because the judge or the magistrate at the last hearing said it's going to be a 10 a.m. hearing. So after I put it for 10 a.m., I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm Central Time. I don't know what time Idaho is. So apparently Idaho has two different time zones. The north part of Idaho is on like Pacific time, and the bottom part of Idaho is like Mountain time. So I thought, okay. And then I looked up the county they were in, and I said, what's the current time? And it looked like they were 2 hours behind me, where this hearing is taking place. But of course I got my math wrong or something, but so the hearing's already happened, but I'm going to bring it to you live now. I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to share the screen and we're going to watch it together. This should be interesting. All right, here it is. Let me go over there and I'm going to make it so you can watch it in a large screen, full screen. And I'm going to hit the play button. Here we go.
All right.
Right, good morning. We are on the record. 29222805. This is State of Idaho versus Brian Kohlberger. Mr. Kohlberger is in custody. He is appearing here in court with his attorneys, Ms. Taylor, Mr. Logston, Mr. Thompson, Ms. Jennings appearing on behalf of the state. This is the time set in the matter for the preliminary hearing status conference. So I am going to inquire of counsel. Ms. Taylor, what's the status at this time?
Thank you, Your Honor. We are going to ask the court to set preliminary hearing out into June. We would request the 3rd or 4th week of June and probably 4 or 5 days for preliminary hearing. Mr. Kohlberger understands his right to a timely preliminary hearing, and he's willing to waive the timeliness to allow us time to obtain discovery in this case and be prepared.
And Mr. Thompson, are you in agreement with that?
The state has no objection to that, Your Honor. And Ms. Taylor reached out to us by email yesterday with her proposal. On reflection, the state's calendar would be better in the month of July, but we will make the end of June work if that's the court's preference. And I haven't had a chance to talk to Ms. Taylor about that. I'm sorry, I know that's last minute.
That's okay. The court's calendar is going to be better towards the end of June, early July. So would that work, Ms. Taylor, for your scheduling on your other matters?
Your Honor, yes. If we take that 4th week in June, that's actually best.
Okay. So, Mr. Koberger, I need to speak to you for a moment then. Sir, you do understand, and Ms. Taylor has represented here, that she's advised you of your right to have, or fully discussed with you the right that you have, which is to have your preliminary hearing within 14 days of the date that you initially appeared before this court. As you recall, when I advised you of your rights, that hearing is a probable cause hearing where the state has to establish that more likely than not, these felony offenses were committed and you were the one that committed the felony offenses. If you waive your right to a speedy preliminary hearing, it does not mean that you're giving up your right to have a preliminary hearing. It simply means that you would not be able to come back and challenge that the state did not present probable cause within 14 days. Do you understand?
Yes.
Have you had enough time to speak with Ms. Taylor about your decision to waive your right to a speedy preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Do you need any additional time to do so?
No.
Then I will ask at this time, as to the 5 counts, felony counts that were charged in the criminal complaint that was filed on December 29th of 2022, are you waiving your right to a speedy preliminary hearing and agreeing that that hearing can be held outside the 14-day period?
Yes.
And Ms. Taylor, do you concur with his waiver?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you.
I will find your waiver of speedy preliminary hearing is knowing, intelligently, voluntarily entered here in open court with the assistance of counsel. We will go ahead and set the matter for preliminary hearing. Beginning Monday, June 26th at 9:00 a.m. And I will go ahead and reserve the week, so June 26th to June 30th, in the event that we need all 5 days for presentation of evidence. And just so council knows, it will begin at 9 a.m. each of those days. Is there anything further to address at this time in the case, Mr. Thompson?
Not from the state's perspective, Your Honor, no.
All right. Or Ms. Taylor?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Koberger, then you will be remanded into custody on your same no bail at this point in time, pending further proceedings. Again, we'll send notice out to council and we will be in recess for this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So, One Crack Mom, welcome. Hey, Rhonda, welcome. Very astute observation. I made the same observation because when he was in court last week, he didn't have all them scratches all over his face. So, I don't know what's going on with that, but it looks like somebody either like punched him in the jaw and had a ring on, or hey, Vivian, it looks like he's been roughed up a little bit. Yeah. He's got a haircut. I was curious if he got rid of the bushy eyebrows, consistent with the affidavit. Anyhow, I'm not familiar with how they're doing things up in Idaho, but I'm used to having arraignments. I guess there's no arraignment up in Idaho. Instead, you're getting a preliminary hearing. So I do know that a preliminary hearing is where they have to put forth all the probable cause, everything we heard in the probable cause affidavit. It's like a little mini trial, and then the judge will rule whether that's enough to support the charge, the 5 charges that are against him. So that's going to happen in June, and his attorney did not ask for a reduction in the bond, and he's not entered a plea. So I assume that he doesn't enter the plea until he has the preliminary hearing. Yeah, interesting. I'm used to there being an arraignment where the charges are read and the defendant pleads not guilty or guilty, but apparently that's not how it's done. So Any other questions? Yeah, I was really curious about the scratches all over his face, because I don't think he's got a cat in jail. Oh, by the way, Rochelle, since you're here, you're having lunch and you're watching, I did want you to know that I sent a nice gift to Mickey. She'll be getting that today. Just because we love her, and she lost her kitty yesterday. Gizmo died. I checked on her after the live last night, and she's doing okay. She was in a much better mood. I mean, still very, very sad, but she wasn't hysterical like she was the first time I talked to her. So she had calmed down, and I just let her talk about, I showed her Stitch, and Stitch was being goofy on my bed, and she was laughing. And so she's okay. I don't know if she's going to go live Friday night though, or not. I'll let you guys know. So that's it for the live. If you wait, guys, about, oh, thank you, Jerry. It was a collaboration between Rochelle and Lisa, AK Rose, and Tia, and everybody donated money, and so I sent her a nice. It's an edible arrangement. I don't know if she's listening. She might be listening. If you're listening, Mickey, you're getting an edible arrangement. It's chocolate covered fruit, and I sent her a little unicorn plushie. I wanted to send her a cat plushie, but that wasn't one of the choices. So she's getting a little unicorn plushie. It's going to be super cute. And I'm sure she'll show it to you. Yeah, me too. Glad to hear it's hard when a furry loved one. I know. And she just, she's got the other cat, Jaxie, and she doesn't talk about Jaxie much, but so, Gizmo was like her world. So, especially as we get older, that's our families. These dogs, these cats, they're my family. Yeah, you know what I was like when I lost Jake last year, 2 years. It's been 2 years now, probably 2 years ago. Yeah. All right, guys. If you wait about 10 minutes or so, my daily video will be live. I am covering the day one of the new trial, the retrial of Mark Jensen, and it's a really good one. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you then. Bye, everybody. Take care.